gatekeeping would happen. So
Okay. Just in time for the bell to ring. It's kind of prophetic. Well, good morning. Welcome to All Souls Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Kirsten Joel Levitt, and I will be your host this morning. We are delighted to have you here with us today, both in person and on Zoom. Welcome to you all. In this congregation, we really believe in ensuring that we are embracing one another in every way we possibly can to be an open and welcoming congregation. So I invite you now to welcome each other in whatever spirit. You can turn and wave, you can get up and hug. Hello to you all. So good to see you this morning. Melanie, what's your last name?
Soroka, or you can call me Blackbird. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, and welcome to everybody on Zoom. If this is your first time here and you'd like to learn more about what we do here at All Souls Church, feel free to sign the guest book and we'll put you on our email list. There's also information and packets in your pews as well as outside in the front foyer for you if you'd like to learn more about our denomination and our liberal religious faith. So if you do have questions, we invite you to join us at our community time. We have coffee and tea and snacks. And if those of you in the leadership here would raise your hands, you also can ask us questions. Yep, there's a couple of us around. And I just want to remind everybody that after our coffee time together, we will be having a congregational meeting. So please, members, stick around. Okay, this morning I am thrilled to welcome back Brian Bender, his amazing spouse Anna Sobel, and Melanie Blackbird, who are Shemot Shalaya. And they are a kirtan group who offer kirtan not necessarily in Sanskrit, but in Hebrew and English, and you will see in your song sheet that there are both of those, including transliteration, for you to join in today. So I hope you brought your lungs and your lustiness for breathing in and breathing out. I just want to say a warm thank you to Matt Goulet, who came in and helped us with sound this morning and who runs our AV every week. Matt, we so appreciate you. And to all who helped make this service so amazing and wonderful and welcoming. Thank you to Kate Mason. Thank you so much for running hospitality. Thank you to Maria for bringing goodies. Thank you to you all for being here today. Now, I just invite you now to just come in and be in the room, to breathe. Breathe deeply. Be present. Be at peace. In the words of the Reverend Kathleen McTeague, we come together this morning to remind one another to rest for a moment on the forming edge of our lives, to resist the headlong tumble into the next moment until we claim for ourselves awareness and gratitude, taking the time to look into one another's faces and see communion. This house of laughter and silence, memory and hope, is hallowed by our presence here together. Let's take some time for quiet reflection or join in with the melody as we listen to this morning's prelude. It may sound a little familiar.
One more time.
Thank you. So Melanie Blackbird is going to light the chalice. Will you please join me in reading the words printed in your order of worship? As we light this chalice, may each breath remind us of the sacred rhythm of life, the pulse of creation, and the power we hold to shape the world around us. That comes from the UUA readings, chalice lightings for Purim, specifically. And I know that Anna's going to tell us more about Purim, but if you don't know, we just celebrated a powerful woman who saved a nation. And she did that in disguise. So if you don't know, a lot of Jews drank themselves until they couldn't recognize themselves just a couple of nights ago because nobody could recognize Esther, who was actually Hadassah. And I think it's important for us to know that sometimes we put on a disguise to do good works and great deeds, and that we never know what the true impact is of our deeds and work until long after. Maybe even never. Anyway, will you read with me the words that are printed in your order of worship for our congregational covenant? In this house, we covenant with one another to create community built on a foundation of love, to work together to promote equality, justice, and peace, accepting responsibility for our individual acts, to stand on the side of love, embracing the liberation of the oppressed and working to end discrimination and unjust privilege, to communicate with kindness and support, and to serve with compassion and commitment, to listen respectfully and value our diversity as a source of our collective strength, to learn and grow together, generously sharing our time, talents, and treasures, to celebrate the joys of discovery from the wonder of youth to the wisdom of age, to openly share our laughter and our tears, showing reverence for the divine in all that is. Each week in our church, we take up an offering which gives us an opportunity to exercise the generosity of spirit that supports All Souls and its many ministries. We see this act of giving and growing more generous in our hearts and in our actions as essential to our spiritual well-being. If it's your first time here, please let the plate pass you by. You're our guests, and we love having you here. We'll now receive this morning's offering. Individually and together, we are building a world filled with peace and justice, love and joy. Each of you, by your commitment of time, talent, and treasure, helps make that grand vision real. And now, I hope you're ready. Did you bring your singing, your humming, your energy? Because I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to have kirtan.
Thank you so much, Reverend Kirsten. So, hello everyone. Good morning. We are Shemot Shelah, and we're going to begin this morning's practice with kirtan that comes from a beautiful piece of liturgy called the Song of Songs. And I just was on retreat studying this Song of Songs and singing it from morning till night. It really is a love song to the divine. And there's this idea that we could, if we had nothing else, we could live our lives by this love poem. And the words that I've chosen are about opening the way. So if you're familiar with kirtan, often the practice starts with a chant to Ganesha, open the door, clear the obstructions. And so that's what this first kirtan is about. It's open the door, open the way. And then we're kind of calling out different lovey-dovey nicknames for the divine. In our practice in Shemot Shelah, it isn't a hierarchical relationship with the divine. We're exploring different ways that we can relate to that presence within us. So we're calling out sister. And it's not, in conflict with also saying my sweetheart. Or it could also be my perfect one, my dove. All these different names are like, when you love someone, you have a lot of nicknames for them. At least I do. The more you love someone, the more different names you have for them. So we're going to put all of them into this one. My sister, my sweetheart, my dove, my perfect one. And this one's all in English. So the practice of kirtan, if you aren't familiar, as Kirsten was saying, that as I'm singing, you're breathing in, and as you're singing, I'm breathing in. So it isn't a performance at all. It's a practice that we're all in together. We just were singing the melody during the offertories. And then we're doing Koldodi Dofe.
My beloved is knocking open for me.
My sister, my sweetheart, my dove, my perfect one.
My sister, my sweetheart, my dove, my perfect one.
My sister, my sweetheart, my dove, my perfect one.
My sister, my sweetheart, my dove, my perfect one.
I was asleep, but my heart was awake.
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 My beloved is knocking open for me.
My beloved is knocking open for me.
My
for me.
My sister, my sweetheart, my dove, my perfect one.
My sister, my sweetheart, my dove, my perfect one.
My sister, my sweetheart, my dove, my perfect one.
Sweetheart, perfect
My
one.
beloved is knocking, open for me.
My 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 sister, my sweetheart, my dove, my perfect one.
My sister, my sweetheart, my dove, my perfect
My
one.
sister, my sweetheart, my dove, my perfect one.
My sister, my sweetheart, my dove, my perfect
My
one.
beloved is knocking, open for me.
My beloved is knocking, open for me.
My beloved is knocking, open for me.
My beloved is knocking, open for me.
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 Open the way.
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 Open for me.
Open for me.
I was asleep, but my heart was awake.
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 So you're getting a sense of how the flow of this type of kirtan works. We stir up energy and then we rest in the silence that comes afterwards, and we reap the benefits and we let it sink into us. So I want to talk for a moment about the precedents for this type of practice or something like it in the Jewish tradition. Because many people think, okay, kirtan, it must be from Hinduism. But I want to make a case that there's precedence for this that goes through my own lineage. And some of that has to do with how women were oppressed through the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, living in Europe. Women didn't have access to the same kind of education that men did in religious life in Jewish terms, so they weren't literate in Hebrew. So they were separated. The women would be on one side of the synagogue and the men would be on the other, and the men would have the service going on. And what would the women do? So sometimes they would kind of riff and improvise and just talk to God in Yiddish. Or sometimes if there was somebody in the community that by hook or by crook had gotten some Hebrew literacy, maybe because she had somebody in her family that could read Hebrew or was a rabbi and taught her, that would be the prayer leader on the women's side. She was the zogerin, a zogerke, it's like the speaker. And it was call and response because the rest of the women didn't know how to read Hebrew. So she would sing and everybody would repeat. And actually, a friend of mine has a funny story that her grandmother was just such a zogerke. And at one point, her son waved to her from the back of the women's section, and he said, "Mom, I'm going home." And she said, "The key is under the mat." And all the women repeated, "The key is under the mat." So there is a precedence for this call and response type of chanting. And then I also want to bring in the lineage of the way that we do it, which is to kind of, at the peak of this chanting that we're doing, we're really opening up to just calling out, and it becomes very improvisational. I don't know where I'm going to go or which of the phrases I'm going to say. And that comes from a different hidden, lost job that women had in the shtetl, in the villages in Europe. And that is the women whose job it was to pray on behalf of someone suffering in the community. So there's this group of women, and they were like, you could hire them to mourn at a funeral, or if these women heard that somebody was in childbirth and difficulty, or somebody was sick and not doing well, and they'd taken a turn for the worse, they would bust into the synagogue, no matter what was going on. They could have been reading Torah, somebody's chanting, the service, whatever. They would rush in, throw open the doors of the ark, and just start kissing the Torah scrolls and calling out names of God. That's a really powerful practice. We don't do that anymore. I've never seen that happen. So this is a kind of a way to keep that alive and to give all of us the opportunity to we have to just call out right now. We need help. Our people, our planet, our species, we need help. And so this is an opportunity to just do that. And I invite you in this next chant, when we get to the peak of it, just don't think about anybody listening to you. They're not listening to you. They're listening to themselves. Just open up and call out to the divine. So we're going to use a Hebrew name for God. In this next chant, it's Rachamema. Try it. Rachamema. We've got to get that cha going. Clear out whatever's in there. Rachamema. It's
Rachamema.
the merciful mother. And we're going to say Rachamema ta'ani. Try Rachamema ta'ani.
Rachamema ta'ani.
It just means merciful mother, answer us.
This isn't working so well, so.
Rachamema ta'ani.
Rachamema ta'ani.
Ta'ani rachamema.
Ta'ani rachamema.
Ay, rachamema. Rachamema ta'ani. Ta'ani rachamema. Ay, rachamema. Rachamema ta'ani. Ay, ta'ani. Rachamema ta'ani. Rachamema ta'ani. Ay, ta'ani.
Rachamema ta'ani.
Go ahead, Brad. Rachamema ta'ani.
Rachamema ta'ani.
Ta'ani rachamema.
Rachamema.
Ay, rachamema. Rachamim Ta'ani.
Rachamim Ta'ani.
Ta'ani Rachamim.
Ta'ani Rachamim.
Ay, ay, Rachamim.
Ay, ay, Rachamim.
Rachamim Ta'ani. Ay, ay, Ta'ani.
Rachamim Ta'ani. Ay, ay,
Ani. Rachamim Ta'ani. Ay, ay, Ta'ani.
Rachamim Ta'ani. Ay, ay,
Ay, ay, Ta'ani.
ay, ay, Ta'ani.
Rachamim
Rachamim
Ta'ani.
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 Rachamim
Rachamim
Ta'ani.
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 Rachamim
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 Ta'ani.
Rachamim Ta'ani.
Ta'ani Rachamim
Ta'ani Rachamim
Ay, ay, Rachamim
Ay, ay, Rachamim
Ay, ay, Rachamim
Ay, ay, Rachamim
So as Kirsten mentioned, we're coming right on the heels of Purim. And Purim is a lot like Holy in that it's a lot like a lot of the holidays that come in March in that it's about wild abandon and a new way to see that might have to be blurred, might be by a substance, and in our case today, it might be by kirtan. That's a way to shift our perspective so that we see the oneness. And the contrast between friend and enemy or bad and good is no longer there. And that's the point of this practice, that when we rest in that post-kirtan silence, that there is no difference between me and you. There's oneness. And that's why it's a practice, because hopefully we practice it enough, we can always live in that. So, and Purim's also the time to think about these two different queens. There are two queens that are part of the Purim story. The first is Queen Vashti. And Queen Vashti speaks truth to power. She is asked to do something she finds demeaning, and she loses her position in the palace as a result, but she's not going to take it. And I definitely think that's something for us to take as our model today, even if it results in a loss of position or status. To be able to speak truth to power is so crucial right now. And as Queen Esther, likewise, that she comes hidden, she comes in a disguise to the palace, she gets the position of queen, and she uses that position to ask for what she needs. May we likewise speak truth to power and hold a vision of the world that we want to see. May that vision come to be. We're going to continue with Mother of All. Mother of All goes through 4 different names of the Divine Mother. We'll sing them in English and then in Hebrew. The first is Em HaKol, the Mother of All. And that's my personal favorite name for the divine, the one that I whisper if I'm going to improvise a prayer. I love Em HaKol, the Mother of All. Then Shekhinah, you may have heard Shekhinah. Let me hear you say Shekhinah.
Shekhinah.
Beautiful. Shekhinah is the indwelling presence, the presence of the divine, that's that buzzing feeling that's right inside of me that I can access at any time. And we're also within the divine. She's within us and we're within her. And so Rachamema, the name that we just sang, it means merciful mother. It also means the mother of many wombs. So it's like we're inside the womb of the mother. Rachamema. And then El Shaddai really means the nurturing mother. So we'll sing those, and then we're going to go into some Lila lies. There are more Lila lies than you think, so just wait for Melanie for when to come in. All right? You give me a little foot pedal? Oh, okay. Mother of Mother of all, Em HaKol,
Mother of all, Em HaKol,
who dwells within us, Shekhinah.
dwells within Shekhinah.
We grow within her, Rachamema,
Grow within her, Rachamema.
the nurturing one, El Shaddai.
The nurturing one, El Shaddai.
Mother of all, Em HaKol,
Mother of all, Em HaKol,
who dwells within us, Shekhinah.
dwells within Shekinah.
We grow within her, Rachamema,
Grow within her, Rachamema.
the nurturing one, El Shaddai.
Nurturing one, El Shaddai.
Lai, 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 la, 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 la. Now you.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Lai, 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 la, 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 lai, 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 la, 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 la.
La 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 la. La 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 la
Mother of all, Aim Hakol,
Mother of all, Aim Hakol,
who dwells within a Shekhinah.
dwells within Shekhinah.
We grow within her Rachamim,
Go within her Rachamim,
the nurturing one, El
the
Shaddai.
nurturing one, El Shaddai.
Mother of all, Aim Hakol,
Mother of all, Aim Hakol,
who dwells within a Shekhinah.
dwells within Shekhinah.
We grow within her Rachamim,
Grow within her
the nurturing one, El Shaddai.
nurturing one, El Shaddai.
Lai 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 la la lai, la la lai 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 lai, lai 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 la la lai, la la lai lai lai.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Aim Hakol,
Aim Hakol,
Aim Hakol,
Aim Hakol.
Mother of all,
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 Mother of all.
Mother of all.
Aim Hakol, Aim Hakol, Aim Hakol, Aim Hakol, Aim Hakol, Aim Hakol, Aim Hakol. Mother of all, Mother of all, Mother of all, Mother of all. Lai 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 la la lai, la la lai 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 lai, lai 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 la la lai, la la lai lai lai. La 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 hi lai lai. La 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 hi lai lai. We'll do one more in a bit. I'm going to turn it over to you, Kirsten, at this point to do our joys and sorrows.
Hard to come back from that, huh? Let's take a couple of deep breaths, my friends. Now is the time in our service for sharing joys and sorrows. If you have a sorrow that needs the help of this community to carry it, or a joy so great that you must share it, now is the time. You may share with the congregation. A microphone will be brought to you, or you can light a candle right over there in that window. If you're sharing with the congregation, Please note, it's not a time for political or personal announcements. We'll have some time right after the service for announcements. And we care for one another by being true to the purpose of this sharing time. There'll be an opportunity later to dig deeper with one another as we share coffee. It's a very great joy today that we have visitors at All Souls, and we invite you during this time to introduce yourself if you feel compelled to do so. We'd love to welcome you formally. Now it's time for welcoming visitors and sharing joys and sorrows.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rivka, here with my beloved
Yitzhak.
and we're visiting, but we're not new to chanting in Hebrew, so that was a big draw for us. But it's so great to be in this beautiful space as well. So thanks for holding this event.
Welcome. Over here, Kate. Behind you, Kate. Turn around. There you go. Yeah. Good job.
Hello, everyone. My name is Satania, and I've been living in Greenfield for 11 years now, and was just so nervous to come into a church, and I'm really glad I did. This is my friend Jose. This is his partner Matt, and Jose has had a lot of turbulence in his life, so I'm just happy that he's still here.
Welcome.
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 Hi, I'm Tina, and a joy and a little bit of a concern is my youngest offspring, Merlin, is having somebody come and visit them who is coming from West Virginia, which is scary enough based on his situation, and being in a small group of people that have been under quite a bit of criticism lately. And, but it'll be a joy to meet him in person. And I have a resident where I work who had just suffered from a small stroke, but is lucky there, and her husband is also a retired senator and a immigration lawyer who's very upset lately, but they have a visitor coming that is from England who has also lived in India, and I feel like I'm connecting with them right now because of their love, and thank you.
Good morning, I'm Rob. I hope you'll light a candle of concern for my elderly neighbor Audrey, who for 3 weeks now has been declining, and a candle of joy for my still very strong 7 decades long friendship with my pal Gary, whose partner joined me for I moved, I have a new place, but I've never had any company. So they stayed, and it was just really wonderful to have guests right in my kitchen with a meal together, and in the evening sit in the living room with someone else besides me in the living room and have a nice chat with Gary. It was a lot to be grateful for.
Hi, I'm Robin.
Check to see if you didn't turn it off. Push the button till it's green. The power button is in the
Okay.
most
Hello
inconvenient
again.
place. There you go.
Yes, I'm grateful for this offering today with the kirtan and bringing in Purim. As a non-religious Jew, I just, I feel really at home in this congregation, but I miss having a Jewish home as well. So I just feel that today, and thank you so much.
And be sure to all come back tomorrow for our special St. Patrick's Day event.
That's not true. That was a joke. April Fool's is not for a couple of weeks.
Good morning. My name is Andrew, and just wanted to share the joy that I was not able to be in church with you all last Sunday because I was celebrating my wife Andrea's 60th birthday, and she is the joy of my life. And it turns out that she shares a birthday with our newest grandson Milo, who just turned 1. So we had both of those gatherings together.
Hi, I'm Maria, and welcome, young people. Please keep coming. We love you. We need you. And thank you for reminding me of the bliss of chanting. It was really lovely to open my heart to the divine and to see the divine in you. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello, good morning. My name is Ronit, and I'm Israeli. I live in Greenfield, just moved a year and a half to this town, and it's such a hard time for us now, and I'm just amazed to be here. I love chanting. I go chanting, and I do kirtan all over. I know Anna also, and so it's just so good. I live just down the street from here, and it's nice to see that there is a place like that here. I'll come again.
Welcome.
Anybody, Matt?
Nothing on Zoom? Okay.
How about just letting us know who's joining us on Zoom?
That would be great.
Actually, this just in, we have Carlin Saltman, Christy Gressick, Emma Morgan, Iona Truesdale, and Molly Chambers joining us on Zoom. And Carlin Saltman offers thank you, Anna, Melanie, and Brian, for the beautiful kirtan. I felt moved by your inspired energy. Please light a candle of joy for Tom's brother, who is recovering well from a stroke and surgery a few weeks ago. And a candle of sorrow for the loss of my friend Fee, who's been my friend and collaborator for 47 years. And also, Emma Morgan has raised their hand. So, Emma, would you like to speak to the congregation? Is that why you're raising your hand?
Yes. I would like to. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, Emma, you can speak,
I'm
and
trying.
we'll hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear
Oh,
you.
hi. Okay. Okay, great. My name is Emma Morgan, and I would like to light a candle of sorrow.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
You guys
All
hear
right.
me?
Well, Emma, if you could type your message into the window, we can read it for you. Or,
No, I can't
please
do that.
raise your hand again.
Okay.
You're not able to hear me?
Yes.
So then one more candle, I'd like to light it on behalf of, is it still on? Yeah.
There you go.
If there's one more candle, I'd like to light it on behalf of Brian and my youngest son, Ezra, who's just really struggling right now and trying to figure out what it is to be a human being on this planet. So just holding him in my heart. And I also want to bring in my bandmate and sister from another kirtan project that I'm part of called Lotus Light Kirtan, which is an interfaith women's kirtan band. I bring in the Jewish piece, and my dear bandmate, Elisa Wright-Tanney, just had her second hip replacement surgery just the other day, so I want to hold her in my heart to wish her speedy healing. Thank you.
I'm just going to check back with Matt. Did Emma type back? Emma, whatever it is, we will hold it in our heart. Well, we've shared a lot of energy today, and I'm going to ask you to share again. If you raise your palms, you will feel the energy in this room circulate. I will help you bounce back. I will dial into you. Ooh, there it is. Welcome to all our new neighbors, newcomers, fellow travelers. And may we be able to be together in community where we find strength and common purpose, where we turn our hearts to the trying times and to the ways in which we try to navigate fitting in and belonging, to finding spaces that are expansive and welcoming and safe. To those who are seeking recovery from surgery, from strokes, for those who are struggling to just figure out how to walk on this earth as a human, to Ezra and Eve, Eliza, to surviving turbulence and still being here, for the gratitude of each and every one of you who is in this room, who is on Zoom, and who is with us in mind and spirit, to meeting new people, to guests warming our new home, to kirtan and the bliss of chanting and breathing and the silence after, to a home for Jewish song, to 60th birthday parties and first birthdays, for recovery, for all of these things and more. We seek and hold our hearts open to all of the joys and sorrows, both spoken and unspoken. Open yourselves to a place of quiet, to the silent prayer for the healing of pain and the soft, gentle coming of love. Blessed be. Amen. And if you just take a moment of silence, and then we'll sing prayer to friends together. Now, if you will stay seated, but sing Prayer to Friends, which is an insert in the front of your hymnal. If you don't have one, I can bring you one. Or Mishabera, right? All right. Go ahead, Brian. He'll give us, anybody need it? To this day I bring my life, born of hope, born of sin, yearning joy when now this strife, all I have, all I am. Help me to be what I must be. Help me to see where I must be. Restless faith abide till all are free. Fill my life, turn my hand. Be ours a religion which like sunshine goes everywhere, its temple all space, its shrine the good heart, its creed all truth, its ritual works of love, its profession of faith, divine living. Go in peace, create peace, be peace.
We're going to close with the last kirtan that's on your song sheet, and this is to call in protection. We spoke about Esther as the spokesperson, the intercessor for the Jewish community, and we all need to really take on that kind of a role now and be the defenders of those who need protection and those who are vulnerable. And so we're calling in the protection of the angels. So this has a little bit of a choreography to it. We're going to bow to the angels that are all around us. So to your right, which will be my left, I'll try to mirror you. You'll bow to your right for Michael. And we'll do sort of the Hebrew pronunciation of Michael. So try Michael. Michael. On your left will be Gavriel. Try Gavriel. Gavriel, the angel of strength. In front of you, Uriel. Uriel, the angel of light. Behind you, Raphael.
Raphael.
The angel of healing. And above my head, protecting me, is Shekhinah.
Shekhinah.
Michael. Gabriel. Uriel. Raphael. Michael. Gabriel. Uriel. Raphael. And watching over me, and watching over me, above my head, I am protected, I am protected by Shekhinah. Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, and watching over me, above my head, I am protected, by Shekhinah, by Shekhinah. Trumpet, trumpet.
By Shekhinah.
Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, and watching over me,
and watching over
above my head.
above my head.
I am protected
I am protected
by Shekhinah, by Shekhinah, by Shekhinah, 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 just Shekhinah, 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 Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, and watching over me, above my head,
above my head.
I am protected.
I am protected
By Shekhinah,
by Shekhinah.
may the energy that we've generated today through our practice ripple out to all those who need it. And if any good feelings of bliss and positivity have arisen within us, may those go on to touch everyone whose lives we touch. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can clap. Go ahead. Go ahead. Give it any way you want to. Go for it. Gratitude is great. We do have a couple of announcements. The first is there is a congregational meeting right after our coffee sharing. Anybody who wants to witness democracy in action, feel free to stay. But if you're a member and a voting member, please stay. We had to cancel the last meeting due to lack of quorum, so it's definitely a thing. Yesterday, a group of about 15 musicians met in this space because the 11th annual Pete Seeger Fest is going to happen right here in this sanctuary on Saturday, April 5th at 3 p.m. Come one, come all. Bring your family, your friends, your children, and your love of singing together, because it will be like that. Other announcements. Come on and get a mic. Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you.
So next Saturday afternoon and evening in Montague, at the Montague Common Hall, there's going to be an uplifting afternoon and evening of singing with Kathy Bullock, who's a wonderful gospel, African-American spiritual and freedom song leader and singer. So proceeds above costs, which it looks like we've got enough people registered. There's going to be a lot above costs, which is great, are going to
Stone
the
Soup Cafe.
Stone Soup Cafe.
Oh.
So come enjoy the singing, support Stone Soup, and enjoy community. And I have flyers here if
I'd like
anybody
one.
wants one.
I would. Can I?
Pass that way. Pass the mic that way.
Hello again.
Thank you. Thanks, Melanie.
Rob and I, and perhaps others here, are helping to put together an event that I announced last week. A event put on by Resilient Greenfield.
Here.
I'm terrible with this. Can you hold that, please? Yeah. So it's Saturday, March 29th at Greenfield Community College in the Dining Commons, 10 o'clock to 12:30, and it is an opportunity to learn about Resilient Greenfield, which is working on getting out people to volunteer in the community and getting people who need volunteers to be able to receive that help, and as a way to respond to the times we're living in. And then at 12:30, maybe you could announce that part.
So in addition to mutual aid, there's a universal need, despite what you hear from certain administrations, to deal with climate change. And there's going to be a whole forum on how we can be both resilient and resourceful in finding ways to meet that urgent need. There's no cost for this event. It's a wonderful way to stand together, both for our town and for the whole environment. So we really love it if people would come and support it. There's all kinds of flyers that Robin has, and we'd love to get them out to folks.
Yeah, so just to clarify, there's a climate change, climate crisis, adapt and respond community teach-in at 12:30 that same day, Saturday the 29th at Greenfield. So come to the volunteer fair, stay for the teach-in, or come for one or both.
I'm pretty sure you even get free lunch.
Yeah. Stone Soup is catering lunch.
My name's Russ. I was in the entryway trying to greet as many people as I could when they came in today. As Kirsten mentioned earlier, we do have a guest book in the entryway. If you're here for the first time, and even if you think this might be the only time you come here, please put your name in our guest book. We love seeing who comes here. And if you'd like to hear from us in the future, you could leave contact information. And I also have a few copies of our monthly newsletter right here if anybody wants one. It mentions upcoming services and a few other little goodies. So thank you. Oh, I'm not going to go through.
Okay. I don't know how long that cord is.
Hi, I'm Maria, and I have been working with a small group here to have a conference on April 26th, right here, welcoming and learning more about how to support the binary, create a beloved community, which will include everyone, LGBTQ people, and we're hoping to get young people to come and visit our church and help us build. So on April 26th, and we'll tell you about this again, you're welcome to come here for a conference. There'll be lots of different workshops around how to be an ally. So I hope you're here.
What time does that start?
It's, I don't know, I think it's 8:30 for registration,
Full day.
and it begins at 9. It's a satellite program. Come on up. Come on up. And also, and also I want to note that Kate is working with the city of Greenfield, making lots of fun things, puppets and stuff for Earth Day. So you can talk to her about
Yay,
that.
puppets.
And yes.
Just wanted to let you know, for those of you who enjoy kirtan, there is a website called westernmasskirtan.com where I try to keep track of all the kirtans that are happening in this part of the world.
Thank
so
you.
if you want to see Shmot Shelah or Lotus Light Kirtan, again, hopefully those announcements will be up there and you can keep tabs on them.
Or your local kirtanwala,
Heart Center
Libby
Kirtan.
Volkening Heart Center Kirtan across the street often.
Yeah. So just for those of you that want to try this experience out again, lots of different kirtanwalas in the valley and westernmasskirtan.com.
And on that note, I should mention we have our next Shemot Shelah Kirtan is also at a UU church. Your neighbors up 91, the All Souls Unitarian Church of Brattleboro is having us on Saturday night, April 26th. So I asked her about the time of that event. It'll be the evening from 7 to 8:30. It's a meeting or co-sponsored by the All Souls of Brattleboro and Brattleboro area Jewish communities. There should be a lovely interfaith evening investigating liminal space. What is that space as we're getting into twilight? Shabbat is going out. What is that crossover between sacred time and weekday time? So that should be a lovely evening.
Amazing. Well, for a tiny little congregation who just think we just can, you can see that so many different things are happening. There is actually a cheat sheet of some of those things that were announced right out in the foyer. But right now, please join us for coffee and tea and conversation. We'd love to get to know you better and to check in with one another.
And thank you, Kirsten.
Yay.